I'm already taking a shit inside of my pants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome back, everyone, to State of the YouTube, where we are counting down the top 5 worst YouTube events of 2018. Now, hopefully, if you're watching this, you've already seen the first part of this, where we go through number 10 or number 6 of what I think are the worst events on YouTube. But now here's where the real fun begins. Today, right here, we get into the real sliminess between my toes of the absolute rancid events that have occurred on this website in the
I'm
year
looking at
2018.
them. I'm looking at them. They look pretty bad. Definitely some intense topics we'll be getting into.
Yeah, I can't wait to make fun of all of them. What are they going to do? Ban me again? I don't give a shit.
Ban us.
I'm fucking,
We'll get to that.
It's
Well,
Monkey
don't worry,
Unchained.
we'll get to that. Okay, number 5 worst YouTube event of 2018. I got it down as the BetterHelp controversy. Now, this was sort of a big stink in about mid-October, and it all started when Shane Dawson, as a part of his highly popular Jake Paul interview series.
Also highly boring.
Yeah.
Well, regardless of what you think of it,
I'm not a teenage girl, so I was kind of fucking bored.
There was a part in it where he collaborates with a YouTube psychologist. I forget her channel or whatever, but
Yeah, an
she's
unforgettable, unaccredited, nobody pretending to be a fucking...
YouTube psychology woman, and he ties in this whole thing where Jake Paul is secretly a sociopath, and at the end of it, to tie it all together in a pretty little bow, it turns out it's a sponsored video from BetterHelp.
Wow. Can sociopaths get help from BetterHelp?
Now, BetterHelp, prior to this event, had actually been sponsoring YouTubers for quite some time. But since this was a huge video series that drew a ton of mainstream attention, it really led to a lot of scrutiny by the YouTube community. And after this sponsorship, a lot of YouTubers started to look more into what BetterHelp actually is and what they're doing versus what they claim to do. And a lot of shady stuff was uncovered with BetterHelp, where, yes, some people have been helped, but there's been a lot of people that have had really rotten experiences with this platform, and there's a lot of shady stuff in terms of the financial aspects of all of it.
Yeah, or just even like the responsibility. The
concept of monetizing just this mass-produced service where you're supposed to provide therapy to people with emotional problems. When you're not treating that as delicately as you can, you're basically playing with fire.
No accreditation, just essentially almost hiring out, like outsourcing Chinese factory workers to be therapists for people who are calling in fearing that they might commit suicide.
Right,
or
there was
something
a
like
lot
that.
of people looked into the actual process of applying to become a therapist on BetterHelp, and they found that the process takes shorter than becoming an Uber driver. And
shit.
And you're allegedly, these are supposed to be trained professionals with presumably what would be psychology degrees or something along that aspect, where you're not just some bum off the street. But a lot of people have found that they can just lie about about all of their credentials and still get hired to BetterHelp. And it shouldn't be a surprise, because when you have this big, wide, automated platform, of course you're going to just have people slip through the cracks, and they're not going to get checked or verified.
Now,
Okay,
Lemon, this sounds like a problem with BetterHelp. Why is this bad for YouTube?
Okay, so here's why this is a huge YouTube problem. It's because BetterHelp, and it's not difficult when just looking at the service and just considering the idea of it, it's a pretty shady company. And there's a lot of doubt that should come up for any YouTuber who even considered running an ad for BetterHelp. And when you have a YouTuber endorse a product, it's very different from just having an infomercial on TV. When you have that YouTuber who has a strong relationship with his fans get on camera and talk about how they're depressed, and then shill this supposed therapy service that has been demonstrably proven to be very shady and questionable.
Wait. Has it been proven to be in results oriented? Has it been proven to be a net negative over a net good?
Well, there's no actual data on this, but it bears repeating that a ton of people have come out giving negative experiences, and there's a bunch of the financial stuff, and there's a bunch of the questionable verification of whoever works for BetterHelp, the therapist.
Well, I got a point to make about that too. So what does it even say about psychology at all, or therapists at all, that you can essentially hire a bunch of people who are not qualified, and that's a quote unquote qualified by whatever standards someone makes up to say that you're a qualified therapist or psychologist and able to talk to people about certain issues. Maybe that's fucking flawed. And so what's wrong with just any of these people on BetterHelp doing it? I mean, if we don't actually know if it's doing more good than bad. I'm
not here to debate over the merit of therapy as an actual concept in curing depression. The point is, this service, this BetterHelp, is trouble, and it should have been obvious to anyone who was shilling this product. And the more we investigated, the more the YouTube community investigated this and looked into it, it bears the question of, why are so many YouTubers shilling this product? And these aren't just little shady channels like Ultimate Plane Crash Compilation 360 shilling this product. These are big YouTubers. Boogie, H3H3, Jax Films,
Billy D.
And yeah, eventually it came out that all of these YouTubers, or most of them from what I've determined, most of these YouTubers were hooked up to the BetterHelp sponsorship by Philip DeFranco's ad agency.
Yeah, well, I mean, so you're still putting the because we talked about this before, and I don't want to get in another long debate, but you're putting the responsibility on the YouTubers themselves, even though it's a multi person. There's a lot of middlemen in between the creator and the sponsor. And so say, just for instance, that some sort of VPN service happened to come out, and it turns out that they're using information and feeding it to the Russians to help influence elections. Would you say that you're responsible for promoting it without really knowing what the fuck their intentions or like the fine details of their product were?
Well, Rusty, regardless of whatever NordVPN, for example, is doing behind the scenes, they don't pay me $200 per person I get to sign up for the service. And that's the rate that has been revealed that BetterHelp was paying for these YouTubers. And when you put such a high price tag on
such a high
encouraging
to
and monetizing and incentivizing
people to convince themselves that they are depressed and that they need help.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like something I'd like to, dip my toes into a little bit. No, you're right.
The family-friendly news song is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Oh my God, I wish.
Well, when you incentivize people to sign up for this big automated service like that, it creates a very unstable situation where a lot of these YouTubers were getting up on the camera talking about their stories of depression to their impressionable audiences who trust and love and adore them. And then you say, well, this product, a lot of them, like, I don't know, I won't get into specifics here, but a lot of them said, oh, I used BetterHelp and it made me feel better. And maybe if you're going through the same stuff I can, you can feel better too. Just sign up for BetterHelp and pay me $200 in the process.
It's like Scientology or some shit.
It's just very shady, very rotten, and it's completely breached this concept of trust that a lot of the community has for these big YouTubers, where it becomes, after all this information comes out, it becomes very doubtful that none of these guys knew what they were doing, and all of them were just like, oh, I didn't know BetterHelp was this bad. Like, really?
A little bit. I don't blame them for not knowing what they're doing. And in the end, BetterHelp, the controversy around it probably fucking sunk BetterHelp. Like, you're not going to be hearing too many people sponsoring them because they were a startup, controversy hit, and everyone said, what the fuck is this? We're going to distance ourselves. And so they probably saw their end unless it's still going on full and strong, which I don't know.
Now, for all the YouTubers who promoted this product, I don't think most of them are bad people or malicious. I certainly think a lot of the blame goes on Philip DeFranco, considering he's the one who potentially benefited the most from all these YouTubers shilling out BetterHelp. He definitely has some very suspicious, strong connections with BetterHelp. But another thing that happened was when this whole keg got blown open, where it revealed all the disgusting worms of BetterHelp and the problems associated with the platform, none of these YouTubers really gave a genuine apology. None of them actually called out BetterHelp for their shady practices. Sure, there were apologies.
Dude, fuck that. That's not their fucking job just because the person's sponsoring
it's different,
their
Rusty.
program.
Rusty,
now
this is different.
No, now YouTubers are having to answer to their sponsors. The whole thing of YouTube fucking bowing down and apologizing to the sponsors, now YouTubers are saying, wow, fuck, I'm sorry, I didn't realize the person sponsoring my channel was a big shady piece of shit that's not as legitimate as I previously thought, because I don't look into all my sponsors. It's not even my job. I'm just fucking doing ad reads. Someone wants to take a panel out in a magazine, doesn't mean the magazine has to apologize to its readers, because that's the fucking outrage culture, that the apology culture where everyone deserves an apology. Fuck that, man. They're just reading ad reads, and just because someone wants to say that, I don't know, they're sponsoring Yoo-Hoo, and it turns out there's fecal matter in Yoo-Hoo, which I'm not saying that there is.
I think Rusty's drinking a Yoo-Hoo right now. He's looking
I don't know,
around the
man.
room.
I'm just saying that should not fall on the content creators who are sponsoring it. They have a job to do, and ad reads and reading copy is fucking what you have to do. That's your fucking job. And you just say, I don't vouch for all the products, and the products don't vouch for me.
Well, Rusty, if you want to take that stance and you're okay with these guys giving these half-assed politician-like responses where like, I was not previously aware of the BetterHelp thing, instead of actually owning up to it, then fine, you can have it that way. But you can't expect me to trust these guys anymore after pulling off this shady shit where they were obviously aware. For many of them,
that's you.
They're aware of the pitfalls of this platform.
That's
and
you putting your own fucking shit on them.
They knowingly sent their impressionable audiences over to them.
You're adding
knowing
so
that
much.
They would get financial rewards from it.
They knowingly did that.
Know,
they absolutely tricked audiences and told them that they were depressed in order to make more money.
There's certainly a level
of
manipulation.
Hey, that's what you say, but I'm saying that there's also a certain level of absolute just ignorance all around that's not up to them. Why should they have to
fine.
know? It's up to
even
the
if they were
consumer.
ignorant, even if they were oblivious to it, you have to, as a YouTuber, stand your ground with this shit and prove to your audience that you're loyal to them and you're not just loyal
so you have to
money
apologize
that you
for
get.
everything. Because apologies work. Because people. So even when they do apologize, you'll say that they're just half-assing the apology. So what do they have to do? Fucking get down on their hands and knees and suck your dick, like, to make you trust fucking them again? Because
that's the BetterHelp I would want.
If they offer that, yeah, that'd be fine. No, man, I don't know, man. Fucking never apologize. That's not up to them to have to convince you, how can I trust them again? Because they sponsored a program or a company that turned out to be some bunk shit.
Okay, well, Rusty, in most of the time, in most cases, I would agree with you here. But
so in
this specific case, when you add that level of emotional manipulation, it's just a complete breach of trust, in my opinion, and it's just fucked up. Sending people to this fucking company and having them waste their money while you're getting paid for each of them that signs up for the product, it just seems fucked up.
You don't even know if there's a net good or a net bad of the overall thing of BetterHelp. You're just speculating, and you're creating a case that you don't even know if it even exists. You're just saying that, there's shady shit in their terms of service. Has it helped more people than it has hurt people? And if it turned out that it was an absolute corrupt company that's been shut down for fraud or whatever, sure, maybe, but we don't even know that about BetterHelp. Also, we've been going on BetterHelp for a while.
Okay,
Yeah,
my
I
greater
think the next
point.
one on the list looks way more
Hold
interesting.
on, my greater point with all of this is that
My greatest point.
YouTubers have been trying to craft this image for themselves where they're so oppressed by YouTube. And I definitely echo that sentiment a lot. But it fucking throws a wrench into the whole fucking operation when all these YouTubers, given the power and given the opportunity to screw people over, they do the exact same fucking manipulative shit that YouTube does and that we rip on YouTube all the time for. So fuck these fucking hypocritical bastards. And I've just completely lost respect for so many YouTubers this year over the BetterHelp thing. They can't be trusted. They do the same thing that YouTube does.
Name names.
And they've just proven that if they were in YouTube's position, they'd just be doing the exact same thing, while a lot of them complain about YouTube and have gained a lot of fame for complaining about YouTube.
Okay.
Just no integrity. That's my problem. Where's the integrity? You've completely breached the trust of your audiences, and you're just going to give this politician non-response answer just so that you can buddy up to the advertisers that have been fucking disgraced by the entire community. You're going to side with them over the people you've potentially screwed over. Fuck off. You guys would do the exact same thing that YouTube is doing if you were in their positions. Mark my fucking words.
I don't know, man. I think that well, fuck, man. I don't want to keep. I already said this point.
Okay, whatever. Number 4, fourth worst YouTube event of 2018.
Dude, I gotta take a piss.
And this one hits very close to home for us because it's about MumkeyJones' termination and subsequent suppression from the entire platform of YouTube.
Why isn't this number 1?
Well,
But why is this number 4? Why is me getting banned worse than Philip DeFranco tricking people into wanting to kill themselves?
Well,
that's true.
I've organized this list in order of severity based on the implication of whatever event I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And it just so happens that the 3 events above this, as fucked up as Monkey's termination was, and we may be biased here, who knows, but the 3 events above this are just so unbelievably miserably terrible in what they imply that I just couldn't put this above them.
Well, what are the implications of innocent soy boy MumkeyJones being deplatformed from YouTube?
Now, YouTubers getting terminated for completely bullshit reasons, it's a fairly common thing on the site.
Yeah, it happened to MumkeyJones in 2017 over some satire he made, and Trusted Flagger got it fixed, and it was confirmed that all of the strikes that got his channel terminated were invalid. So maybe this, who are we talking about, this MumkeyJones guy, maybe he can do the same thing.
Right.
Hopefully.
It happens to so many YouTubers. I Ate Everything got terminated for a little bit.
But that's different.
Now he's back.
That was copyright issues, which is very different from like a terms of service community guideline thing.
After the iDubbbz Rice Gum content cop, he got terminated for about 3 hours.
That's a bit closer, yeah.
YouTube channels get terminated all the time, but up until this point, what's always happened is that the community has a huge outrage over it, and then YouTube is like, "Oopsie doopsie, we fucked up," and then they reinstate the channel. It's happened this year, and it hasn't necessarily. I'm not just talking about channel terminations here. It also happens with demonetization. Sometimes entire channels get demonetized. And I'll just list off some examples this year. Oni's the animator Oni NG, his entire channel got demonetized for a little bit, then reinstated. Mo Tendu, he makes YTPMVs.
Now his
entire channel.
When you have a channel that gets demonetized, do they notify you of that, or it's obvious that every single video is demonetized?
Well, I'm just listing off examples here of channels where they got YouTube completely fucked them over, and then they made a big stink, and people complained, and then YouTube was like, "Oh, whoopsie! Guess we messed up there."
True.
Well, anyway, it happens to a ton of people. It's happened to a bunch of people up until this year. I remember Astracist, a meme channel. He got taken down for just advertising his Twitch stream, and the point I'm trying to make is that every single time this has happened, channels get taken down, but people complain, and it comes back. MumkeyJones is the first channel in my entire recent history of YouTube where it's been taken down for a bullshit reason, and not just MumkeyJones' main channel. All of Mumkey's channels taken down for bullshit reasons.
And they shut their ears.
There's been a huge community outrage over this, and YouTube has not budged. They're giving MumkeyJones the ISIS treatment. They're giving him the criminal treatment that they would to someone who has committed actual crimes on YouTube. And all Mumkey did, actually infracting, according to YouTube, is that he uploaded Elliot Rodger content, and he's supposedly sympathizing with school shooters or whatever bullshit reason they came up with that they pulled out of their ass to just find a violation and get rid of Mumkey. They're treating him like he's some sort of domestic terrorist and just banning him from the entire platform. And this is the first time I can remember that something like this has happened, where a YouTuber gets banned and YouTube has just stood their ground entirely and doubled down.
With everyone responding and talking about it and calling out YouTube and saying this is bullshit. And it's a big case. It's the turning point, because everyone's talking about it, and YouTube still they put their fingers in their ears and they go, nope. We don't want to hear about this anymore. Decision is made. The gavel is fallen.
Monkey's had multiple people, multiple trusted flaggers and YouTube connections, whatever, so many leads, and they've all been rejected. And that was another thing. I was going to put it on this list, but it just didn't quite make it, where Trusted Flagger disappeared. We're at the beginning of 2018, there's this guy called Trusted Flagger, and it was finally just a guy YouTubers could talk to about having their videos taken down for unfair reasons, and he would reinstate them. But I think after about May or June, there was just complete radio silence from him. I don't know what happened to him. He probably got captured and put into the gulag.
No, I'm talking to him right now. He came back to save me, and they told him to fuck off.
Jesus Christ.
The one hero who has never failed before, other than maybe Rusty's one thing. He came back from retirement to help me because it was so clear I got fucked, and they told him no.
Because no longer is he trusted to them.
I guess not.
They make the rules. They say what stays and what goes, and they're not listening to anyone else. They're not listening to creators or everyone. They're not listening to the popular opinion. They're just going, this is what I say, and they have to double down, because for them to say they made a mistake, I feel like is more harmful to them, to YouTube.
Even though they've done it hundreds and hundreds of times with channels they've wrongfully fucked over in the past. It just so happens that Mumkey is the first one where they will not budge.
They got in too deep. They deleted it, and they already said no, and now they can't say no. Wait, I mean yes. And then it's going to be like, whoa, what the fuck? Even though now just nobody trusts them, and everyone's fucking on edge, and everyone's afraid of what's going to happen to their channel, because easily what happened to Mumkey and what happened to with Nick the Smoker, and probably tens of thousands of other channels that we will never hear from because they don't have a big enough fan base or support around them, are just annihilated, completely snapped out of existence. They're gone.
But even in Mumkey's case, there's even a differentiation between those small channels, because some channels are small enough where they fly under the radar and YouTube doesn't care about them.
Yeah,
but Mumkey, he tried to open a new account on YouTube, and they took that down anyway. So based on what YouTube has done so far, it appears that Mumkey is permanently banned from YouTube, like he's some kind of ISIS leader. They're giving him the ISIS treatment for making fun of a school shooter.
Well, now that this video, anyone transcribing it is going to see that MumkeyJones is an ISIS leader.
Whatever. I don't give a fuck. This video is going to get confirmed demonetized and get 4,000 views, because it's going to get suppressed in the algorithm, because that's just what YouTube does to anyone who criticizes them.
Well,
but I don't give a fuck. This needs to be said. People need to be aware about this, and whoever watches this, well, good on you. You now know what the fuck is wrong with YouTube. And we're not done yet, guys. We are not even done yet.
Do you have anything to say about this, Mumkey? Because you're awfully silent as we just talk about you like you're a small child, and me and EmpLemon are separating parents.
I mean, I've got more thoughts on this than anybody, but it's way too much to go into right here. I think my big comeback video will be covering this entire thing from beginning to end. So I guess I'll just save most of those thoughts for that.
Well, stay tuned for that, folks.
MumkeyJones.tv, folks. Go subscribe.
All right.
Okay. I just wanted to say one final thing on this Mumkey thing, where this doesn't have anything to do with the guidelines. And that's the reason they cited for taking down Mumkey's channel. He violated the guidelines. They did the same thing to Gavin McInnes' channel recently, where it was copyright strikes. But Gavin McInnes' channel got restored, and Mumkey's did not. It clearly doesn't have anything to do with the guidelines.
Mumkey doesn't have a lawyer.
There's plane crash compilations, throat-slitting videos, animal abuse videos on YouTube, all allowed.
Don't call them out. I don't want them taken down.
Whatever. It's just the point I'm trying to make. They don't care about the guidelines. This is clearly agenda-driven. Something about Mumkey, be it that he relates to incels or the alt-right or whatever, YouTube views him as an enemy, and they just got rid of him like Soviet Russia.
Yeah.
Well, what a shame.
Okay.
He said sarcastically.
No. I'm glad you're on the podcast, man. Until we get taken down as well.
Susan, if you're listening, I own this channel. The State of the
No.
YouTube is owned and operated by
no.
me.
Please no. Cutting this out.
And you're editing this one.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
I'm just gonna slip that in when you guys aren't listening all the time.
Number three, worst YouTube event of 2018. So we've established that YouTube likes to pride themselves as a very virtuous company. I mean, they took super chats away and donated to charity in the name of stopping hate speech. They've done a bunch of outreach to
They're very progressive.
To all these marginalized communities. I mean, just look at the YouTube Rewind. They completely derailed the Rewind for about 2 minutes right in the middle of it, and just talked about social issues that no one cared about. But I'm sure they're right, because it's not like I'm sure this year's Rewind was the most disliked YouTube video of all time, just because people are salty and racist.
So what is this thing that I'm looking at? I don't even understand. I've never heard about this.
Well, the reason I bring this up, where YouTube likes to paint themselves as such a socially progressive company, is that the number 3 worst YouTube event of 2018 is that in June, during LGBT Pride Month, YouTube used their targeted ad system to target gay users with anti-gay conversion ads. I'm not making this shit up. And of course, this was an event that was barely talked about because news companies aren't allowed to talk bad about YouTube anymore, as per their agreement.
Who put these out?
But
what was this, a religious thing?
This was just something that... Wait, you mean who sponsored these ads?
Right, yeah, exactly.
These ads, from what I've seen of them, were fundamentalist, evangelical, Christian ads.
All right.
Where it's basically the whole agenda where being gay is a choice, and if you simply attend these conversion camps, then you won't be gay anymore and you won't be sinful and going to hell.
That makes sense.
And YouTube, with their, for those of you who don't know how the YouTube ad system works, they get really good, efficient rates on their ads because YouTube's algorithm tracks your viewing history, and they can assign different attributes to you based on what you watch. Like, just for example, if you watch a lot of Jordan Peterson videos, then they'll consider you a conservative YouTube user, and they'll start targeting you with PragerU ads.
Right,
now,
or Gavin McInnes or whatever.
YouTube used this system, and trust me, I'm not making this up. YouTube used this system to, I'm not sure if it was deliberate, but the outcome happened regardless. It ended up where gay YouTube users, gay, trans, lesbian YouTube users, they got sent targeted ads from these Christian fundamentalist groups basically attacking them for being gay.
I'm trying to convert them back to being straight.
This is just one of the most fucked up Orwellian dystopian things
What did they watch?
I've ever seen. And it becomes 10 times worse based on the fact that this fucking company pretends to flaunt on all their socially progressive ideologies and whatever, and just prove to everyone, mainstream society, that they're so progressive, and then they fucking target gay people with conversion ads. What the fuck?
Well, let me.
Okay, Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the way you have it written here, because I was in the bathroom, so I missed part of your spiel, is that YouTube put anti-gay ads on LGBT videos. Is that's right? It was on.
They put them on LGBT YouTubers.
Okay.
And targeted them towards YouTubers or YouTube users, YouTube viewers that their system identified as gay
Now,
based on their viewing history.
I can see why this would be upsetting, but I think there is a silver lining that you're missing. Essentially, these fundamental Christian people who hate gays, they gave their money to YouTube to play these ads, and YouTube took those ads, placed them on the LGBT supporting videos, and then took the Christian money and gave it to the LGBT. It sounds like karma at its finest. What's the problem?
Oh, it's like a reverse situation of the kill stream and donating to kids with cancer.
No, okay. So on that point, you're talking about is this wrong, and why is this wrong, and why should YouTube be the auditor of which sponsors are allowed or which messages are allowed to be advertised on their program? If we're already concerned about them gearing social or the way that everyone thinks on the platform and silencing dissenting voices, then it's hard to be against someone is doing a gay conversion to be able to put ads on their platform.
Rusty, I just find it astoundingly hypocritical that this website, and in addition to the socially progressive hypocrisy, they hold YouTubers now to such a high fucking standard when it comes to what advertisers want to put on their videos. You can't say fuck more than one time in your videos, or else you get demonetized. And meanwhile, they have no such fucking standards for the people they take money from and shill out to whatever YouTuber their system determines.
Okay, but hold on. That's you're talking about Google ads. There are several departments that are conflicting here. So it's just probably an ad that got by YouTube, because it's not like it's the same person overlooking all these departments. The same people that can make ads and send it into Google Ads and have that ad play over a video on YouTube, and they do their ad campaigns. That's not the same people as YouTube. I can't imagine. So it's probably overlooked. But at the same time, YouTube doesn't give a fuck about the gays.
And I'm just saying, if I make a video about how much I love sucking cock at the gay pride parade, and then I found out I made money off that video from some Christian fundamentalist, I'd be like, well, yeah, get fucked, Christian Fundy. I took your money with my cocksucking video. You know, the Christian guy is the one who got fucked in this situation.
I made $12 off sucking that cock.
Sure. Like, I took your ad money, and now it's in my pocket so I can buy more male prostitutes, I assume.
And so you laugh, and the devil laughs, and God...
Yeah, I laugh all the way to the bank as they try to convert my already gay audience. Nice try, retard.
St. Peter Rusty, crosses you off the list.
Well, Mumkey, even though that's technically a positive outcome, most people don't see it as pragmatically as that.
Well, because most people are stupid, and I'm smart.
You just gotta imagine these fucking...
It's easy.
Imagine these poor fucking people who they're probably just struggling with their identity a lot, and they go to YouTube as a nice form of escapism to watch their favorite YouTube, and then they just get bombarded with fucking ads telling them that their entire way of life is sinful and that they're going to hell.
Fucking
turn on ad block.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, turn on ad block. Don't watch it. Step away for a little bit because you're gonna see some shit on YouTube that doesn't agree with your personal beliefs, and just because you were born gay and now you have to watch some people talk shit about it. Everyone has to do that about fucking everything. So fuck it. It's like I'm not. These people aren't fucking victims. If they are, they're just boo-hooing. They're doing the whole victim status bullshit. That
skip the ad after 5 seconds, you pussy. Get over it.
Yeah. Wait, I can't. What are they saying? Like I couldn't watch this for more than 5 seconds. Hey, are you gay? You don't have to be.
Yeah, or like, have you considered reading the Bible? Oh God, my whole life view is, my identity is in crisis.
If your identity is that fragile.
Whatever.
Yeah, you think so low of these gay people, EmpLemon. You think they're so fragile from a 5-second ad.
They're weak.
Anyway.
But they
aren't. I know if I was in their position, I wouldn't want to be fucking watching a video and then having something come on the screen tell me that, your entire way of life is wrong, and you're going to hell.
Well, hypothetically, and I'm not going to say this is about any of us, EmpLemon, hypothetically, let's say you were, like, vegan. If McDonald's put a quarter pounder cheeseburger ad on your video, would you cry because it's not supporting your way of life?
Okay, well, personally, I don't care.
Oh,
but
okay.
just
hypothetically.
the idea to me that YouTube took money from these fundamentalist Christian groups that are
They should.
targeted towards gay people.
But why are
the market?
It's just fucked up. I'm sorry, you're
How's
not going
that
to convince
fucked up?
me.
That's good.
You're not going to convince me that this isn't fucked up, Rusty.
No, how? Wait, you're saying so what? Some voices should not be allowed to advertise, and other voices will, based on
No,
their...
I'm not disputing the right of these people to run ads, but when
Oh,
you
that they're
have
hypocrites.
YouTube
Yeah, you're right.
systematically place these ads.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
that they
YouTube
know are
doesn't give
gonna
a fuck about the gays. They don't care. They're just looking for money, and they're just playing fucking business ball.
I guess regardless of what you think about people getting offended or whatever, this whole thing proves that YouTube and their whole socially progressive agenda is complete fucking bullshit.
As
all they
it
care
should
about
be.
is money.
As it should
All
be.
they care about is fucking money.
should we
and
be
they're a bunch
upset
of
about
liars
hypocrisy
and
if
fucking
it's, like,
hypocrites.
good
So
hypocrisy?
fuck this website.
No, they should not even be trying to frame their business in any way that's taking a stance.
Politically oriented.
Yeah, exactly. No, they should just be open. They should be a fucking a free market business and just and let everyone else decide. Hey, if the fundamentalist Christians want to put this anti shit on, and let people protest them and let their ads. It shouldn't be up to fucking YouTube to decide what advertisements people want to click through after 5 seconds or watch all the way through.
Yeah, as long as the advertisements aren't breaking the law. And the last time I checked, we
Right,
still have
right.
the free speech. You can have the opinion that gay marriage is bad. So, like, what law do they break?
Yeah, because once you cross that line where YouTube should be the people deciding what is allowed and not allowed to be advertised on their site, which they already have, it's just goes bad from there. Now they're just sculpting public opinion.
Well, guys, it's one of those things that's not illegal, but at the same
it should
time,
be.
running up to some old geriatric grandmother in the middle of the street and just cursing her out, loudly screaming in her face isn't illegal, but it's just a fucking rotten thing to do. And what YouTube has done here is absolutely rotten. And of course, it was barely promoted. Nobody even knows about this. But the second you see anything coming out from YouTube that they somehow care about these marginalized groups, they are dead fucking liars because they allowed this fucking shit to happen on their platform.
Yeah, they're
fucking
just,
liars, fucking hypocrites.
they're
Fuck
backpedaling.
them.
Well,
Because I mean, all the shit. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'm just a little upset that Emp thinks gay people not knowing how to use ad block is worse than me losing my whole career. That's why I'm a little upset about this.
It's just the principle of
like
it
Johnny
is
Cocksuck,
that
you
this
can just
website is
block
just so
the ad.
obviously hypocritical. That's why I can't stand about it.
Oh.
And Mumkey, you should be pissed off more that they took down your channel in the name of hate speech, which is this entire concept drummed up to create outrage and protect these marginalized groups, and then they go ahead and just fuck them over anyway, all willy-nilly. Just do whatever the fuck they want, regardless of who gets fucked over.
The group that YouTube is protecting and banning me is school shooters. I wasn't mocking gay people. I was mocking school shooters. So I think YouTube
That's
is
bullying.
consistent. Yeah, YouTube is pro school shooter.
You shouldn't be harassing those
anti-gay.
people.
I think they're very consistent.
Well, you know what they say, if you start picking on school shooters, that's just going to incentivize them to strike back.
Oh no! I guess we'll
Yeah,
get to
so-
that with number one.
Oh God. Also, so real quick on this last point, EmpLemon. Clarity for myself. Do you think that YouTube should be allowed, minus their bias and hypocrisy, should they be allowed to post gay transition or whatever advertisements on any video?
Well, I personally think YouTube is allowed to do whatever they want with companies who are willing to pay them, but you can't fucking stand there and act like you're so involved with these issues in these communities and act like you're helping these marginalized groups, and then you turn around and do a completely fucking heinous thing that if anyone were to stand up on the street and force gay people to watch
Not
fucking
forced,
conversion
not forced.
Okay, not forced. Whatever. They
Everybody
would be a
chose to
national
watch
fucking
the ad.
pariah. And the fact that this company, the second biggest website on the entire fucking internet, has done that and is barely reported and no one fucking cares. It's just
Can you find an example of one of these ads? I doubt it's as bad as you're making it out to be.
I do want to see it.
it's just
Actually.
the principle of it. Just the principle of it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right. So what's
Okay.
number What's number 2? We're getting
all right.
all
Number
nice and fired up.
Number 2. Everyone fucking knows about this. Logan Paul filmed a dead body in the middle of the Japanese suicide forest and
better
posted
than
it to
anyone.
YouTube. And it was the biggest YouTube controversy of all time. I think it was genuinely the biggest YouTube controversy of all time.
I think so.
More
yeah.
people were talking about this YouTube event than any other event.
This
in
is what
YouTube
kicked
history.
off all the fucking media attacks on YouTube. I believe there might have been something
Now-
before, but this was definitely like the top peak of the hill, at least the first hill.
It started with PewDiePie and the Death to All Jews sign. And
Wait, was that first? Was that before
Yeah, that
Logan
was
Paul?
before.
that was
Okay.
spring 2017. And then when this happened, everyone jumped in to cover it. New York Times, even the publications that don't usually bite on YouTube drama, they were covering this shit. It got global, worldwide attention. And my problem here is not exactly what Logan Paul did. What Logan Paul did should have been a non-issue because YouTube's system, as has been set out, should have prevented this video from even circulating.
Right.
But what YouTube did was they put this video on trending. And I don't buy for one fucking second that trending isn't handpicked
Oh,
by
it absolutely
YouTube.
is. I mean, shit. Just everyone knows that. You just look at it.
All
and
these
go,
fucking people during the Logan Paul thing saying, "Oh, the trending is actually automatically generated." Bull fucking shit.
Right.
You're telling me this video of Senator Bernie Sanders with 39,000 views on C-SPAN is trending? Bullshit. YouTube handpicks all of these fucking videos, and they put Logan Paul fucking trending because they were grooming him to become their new golden boy, new face of the platform. They put him front and center in YouTube Rewind 2017. Look how good that worked out for them. And he just completely fucked up spectacularly. But
Wait,
it should have been prevented.
Wait, no. Okay, so let me just get this straight. EmpLemon, Logan Paul uploads a video called "I Saw a Dead Body in the Woods"
With the dead body in the thumbnail.
in the thumbnail.
The thumbnail.
And you're saying that absolutely not automated, but by manual picking, someone saw that and said this should be trending.
I think they handpick channels that they think will always be
Yeah,
good to trend.
I think it.
Yeah.
I think it applies on a channel level, and they have like a rotation of their big boy promotion channels. They do the same thing with Jimmy Kimmel and Ellen. And Logan was in the catbird seat of YouTube. He was just primed to become their next face of the website after PewDiePie's whole controversy last year. They try to wash their hands of PewDiePie and replace him with Logan Paul. And he got on a whitelist or something, and it just so happened that this video with a dead body in the fucking thumbnail got not only monetized, well, it actually, I take that back. It was not monetized. Logan Paul did not run ads on it, which is another reason why I think Logan Paul falsely, sure, he made a fucking stupid, idiotic mistake, but it was YouTube's fucking system and major oversights and whitelisting and trending system that put him in this fucking position and created this entire controversy in the first place.
Wait,
then
was this 2017?
well, I think it was December 31st,
Okay.
2017
All right, fair
where
enough.
he
That's
uploaded the
2018.
video, but the controversy was right out of the gates in the new year in 2018. And on top of this, YouTube didn't actually end up taking down the video. They never ended up taking down the video. Logan Paul took down the video after the backlash. And even beyond that, this is the biggest PR disaster that YouTube has faced in the entire history of the company. And they took 9 days before saying anything about it.
Yeah,
9
because
days.
they were because that means that they have to say that, oh fuck, we made a huge mistake. We've been supporting someone that did all this. They say, you know what? Maybe if we just don't talk about it, no one else will. But of course that wasn't a thing because they're attacking everyone else on it. And personally, I'm definitely have some sort of bias on this Logan Paul shit because I went to Japan and I went to the suicide forest and I filmed a video called something along the lines of finding a dead body in the suicide forest, but I didn't actually find a dead body. And that video has been demonetized and confirmed by manual review not to be suitable, even though there's absolutely nothing unsuitable about it except that it's a clear parody of Logan Paul's.
Like, I don't know what the fuck YouTube was thinking and taking that long to respond. Maybe they thought it would blow over or something.
I think so,
Fat chance it's getting reported on by the New York Times, by global publications. It's the #1 Twitter trend for about 24 hours straight. Every big YouTuber is coming out unilaterally shaming Logan Paul for this, and you're not gonna fucking address it for 9 days? What the fuck are these people at YouTube doing? I genuinely think they thought it was just gonna blow over. But then they had that thing with PewDiePie last year where within 24 hours they fucking
Well,
God,
but
Jesus Christ.
you're saying the PewDiePie thing came first, where they acted immediately, but Logan Paul they didn't, because
they fucking exorcised PewDiePie from basically all the YouTube benefits, canceled Scare PewDiePie Season 2, removed him from Maker Studios, and basically just came out with a statement saying, "Look, PewDiePie is really fucked up here."
Can we be honest here? Maker Studios is owned by Disney, correct? So if PewDiePie is gonna say the N-word, it wasn't YouTube that removed them from the MCN. That was Disney doing it.
Whatever you want to think about that, but the point is they got rid of PewDiePie in 24 hours, just instantly, as soon as the controversy happened. And the Logan Paul thing is at least 5 times bigger than the PewDiePie controversy, and they don't talk about it for 9 days, and they don't discipline Logan for 10 days? What the fuck? And that's less than a year after they basically cut PewDiePie off of him and off the entire site and blacklisted him for what he did? Jesus Christ, what are they doing?
Well, I mean, I think they got their justice in the end because, I mean, after enough controversy coming from the Pauls, haven't they they haven't met their end, but they've kind of they've gotten their punishment. They got put in the corner by YouTube finally.
I don't even think they ever stopped supporting Logan.
Okay.
I don't think so.
But you don't see him on trending every video anymore. I don't see anything popping up.
He was still on trending up until May with I think it was about the whole KSI fight or whatever. His videos got put on trending and in February, Logan Paul takes a leave of absence after this huge massive fucking controversy. And his fucking comeback video gets put in the notifications of every single person on YouTube.
God
every
damn it.
single. I'm not even signed into the fucking YouTube app on my phone, and I got the fucking notification for Logan Paul's comeback video. What the fuck are they doing?
You're right. I forgot about that. What the fuck were they trying to do?
I think they've been privately supporting Logan behind the scenes for whatever reason.
Sure, it makes them millions and billions of dollars.
They completely outcast PewDiePie for I don't know.
PewDiePie has too much power, and Logan Paul they can still keep on a leash a little bit.
The point is, Logan Paul got fucking hammered for this, but I think the vast majority of the blame should go on YouTube and their fucking hypocritical stance. And another thing, they brought back Logan Paul's series, Logan Paul's The Thinning 2. They released that, and they still won't release Scare PewDiePie Season 2. I don't understand it one bit.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. And here's a question I have that might be an obvious answer for most people, but do you think that Logan Paul going into the suicide forest and coming across a dead body, uncontrived, unless they killed that person and they purposely had it there, is that a bad thing to even have it? Isn't that a little bit documentary in nature?
Whatever. People have been taken down for far less, Rusty. People have been taken down for far less.
No, I know they've been taken down for far less, but
YouTube's trying to run.
But I'm saying, but in your personal opinion, should it be allowed? Because a lot of people say, no, it's absolutely disgusting. And a little bit in my head, I say, I see plenty of stuff on YouTube that were showing a dead body or documenting something.
I think it should have been age restricted. Yeah,
age restricted, but allowed a little bit. That's my opinion.
Regardless of what your argument is for what content should and shouldn't be allowed on YouTube, it's clear that this Logan thing was just a massive fucking oversight based on the special privileges they gave him after grooming him to be the next poster boy on the website, and it got instantly abused, and they just didn't own up to anything. Well, they released 5 tweets on Twitter saying, "Oh, actually, we're sorry. Yeah, the video was upsetting. We kicked Logan off of Google Preferred or whatever."
Yeah.
But why was he on Google Preferred in the first place is what I want to know. And I'd also like to point out in that whole tweet string they made a tweet saying, "We'd like to improve our communication throughout the year." And yeah, how nice of them to do that. They've really followed through with that whole initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah, just saying, hey, thank you for your patience. We'll look into this matter. Oh, cool. Thanks. Thanks, YouTube, for your canned 1 response out of 3.
Jesus Christ.
All
right, well,
well, this is the big one, right?
Logan Paul thing. A lot of you may be wondering, what could possibly be worse than the fucking Logan Paul suicide forest incident? And there's one event that's worse, and we're going to get into it right now. Number 1, worst YouTube event of 2018. So after hearing a lot of this, a lot of you may be feeling a little bit angry at YouTube. And it turns out that this year, someone actually got so angry at YouTube that they stormed the YouTube headquarters in California and shot up the place. So the YouTube mass shooting, well, use mass shooting.
It was a non-shooting.
The YouTube shooting at the YouTube HQ is the worst YouTube event in 2018.
Because she didn't.
Can it be a mass shooting? Yeah, it's still a mass shooting because he shot a lot of of rounds, but is it mass shooting?
That's why it's the worst thing of the year, because she didn't get anybody.
Right.
Is that why you put it as number 1, Emp? Like, what the fuck do you mean by this? Nobody died.
I just
she
think
did.
It's just,
do Muslim
so
women count as
related
people,
to, first of all? Now,
EmpLemon, what is the shooter's name? Because this is my personal take on why this didn't make big news. Not because this was a Muslim, if I'm not mistaken here,
very Muslim woman,
a vegan. Not because of and a woman, not because of any of these things, but the reason why it didn't get talked about is because nobody can remember the fucking this bitch's name. It's like Naviz, blah blah blah.
Yeah, you could put it in front of me and I couldn't tell you what it is. I can't read.
Yeah,
that
no,
shit.
I can't even read it. So this is my opinion on why it didn't break into mainstream news.
And also, nobody fucking died. Like, the news is...
And nobody died.
It's about
right.
body
Nobody
counts,
died
and
except
nobody
for her.
died.
It was someone who shot a couple people and then shot herself in the head. But
God,
she was definitely meme-worthy.
if there's an event, I can't think of any event more iconic of the state of the YouTube in 2018, where there's actually a whole backstory going into this, where after the Parkland shooting, YouTube started cracking down on gun content on YouTube. That's a controversy I haven't even talked about here.
Oh, God.
But I'm just putting it here because it relates to this thing. YouTube starts cracking down on gun content, and basically gun channels just get completely blackballed on the entire platform. And I guess in solidarity with the decision, YouTube elects to become a gun-free zone.
Uh-oh.
And then the very next day, some crazy bitch comes in and shoots up the place. You can't fucking make this stuff up. This website is cursed. They're cursed by something.
But how did this the shooter? Can we look up her name? How did this shooter bring a gun into a
gun-free zone?
It was a gun-free zone.
Didn't you read the sign?
They must have gotten rid of all their armed security like the day before.
You think maybe they took the sign down for a second?
Yeah, like if she saw the sign, she would know she can't bring the gun in there.
Oh my God.
Oh wait, here's her name: Nassim Nashafi Agdam. So store that to memory, everyone.
But if it was a white man, I bet even if the same result happened, that name would be
you'd be hearing him. You would definitely. That's true. This is true. So even going back on what I said, the fact that she didn't kill anyone, and the fact that her name is impossible to say. If that was a white guy and he did the same thing, shot a couple people, a perturbed, crazed, whatever. But he was a Christian and a diehard
Trump supporter,
or meat eater, and he went in there and shot up these people. You would be hearing about it for fucking months.
They suppressed the story out of
on Facebook. They did too.
Yeah, but I'm saying they suppressed it out of a need for social justice. Like, oh, this does not fit the narrative. A Muslim woman is peaceful. She would never do this. We can't talk about this.
How could she? Yeah.
The whole media non-response to this entire thing is an entirely different fucked up issue about this layered cake of just disgusting fucked up events just tied all together in this one event where the 2 months prior to this shooting, you would not hear the media shut up about the fucking Parkland shooting, and you got all these kids going to Washington and marching in the streets to protest gun violence. Gun violence has never been a more salient issue in America at this time.
Okay,
and
hold
then
on.
A fucking crazy bitch goes in and shoots up
Weak
the
story,
headquarters
though.
of the second largest website on the internet, and you don't hear a fucking peep about it 24 hours after the fact.
Well, you're right, and because you used to be able to, you'd hear about every shooting because every shooting was a fodder to the fire that is the gun control debate. But obviously, Parkland was much, much, much worse than the YouTube shooting. But on the other hand is the Orlando Pulse nightclub shooting, which at the time was the largest mass shooting in America, I think.
Which
and then,
YouTube actually supported because gay people died.
Because gay people, but who was that? And we don't have to get into.
They also support shooters because they took down your channel, Mumkey.
Yeah, well, yeah, we know that they hate gays. They love shooters.
So then, even after that was the Las Vegas shooting. That was after YouTube, right?
I have no idea.
That was October of last year,
which was the largest shooting, and you never
just nonstop week-long coverage.
No, I didn't hear shit about it. It died off
really?
after a fucking week. Yeah, right. Once they realized what this guy's MO was, and that he's not a super Trump supporter, he was just a fucking like a liberal fucking nut or whatever. It doesn't matter what his politics are, but it didn't fall in line with what the narrative was. It just instantly got hidden.
Yeah.
Whatever. Regardless of all the conspiracies or what you think of gun violence or how the media portrays it.
Well, I think gun violence is bad, I'll be honest.
Yeah, wow. The point is that it's all come full circle with this one YouTube event where this person wasn't a terrorist. They weren't just fighting for ISIS or whatever. They were legitimately just someone who was pissed off at YouTube demonetizing their videos. So she went to the YouTube headquarters and shot up the place.
Have you seen her videos? They should not be demonetized by any means. It's just her dancing around in front of a green screen.
Jesus Christ. And this is the most 2018 event of 2018. And it's the number one worst event of the year on YouTube.
Worst for YouTube or on YouTube?
Just the entire idea of it. Anything relating to YouTube, it's the worst thing. And
I don't even agree with that, because like it just makes YouTube seem sympathetic. Like when CNN, they had two false bomb scares. Oh, Trump, you're not allowed to say we're the enemy of the people anymore because we had a fake bomb scare where nobody died. Like it's
and this is okay. Here's why
but nobody fucking died. I'm sick of companies trying to get sympathy when nothing happens.
This is an actual real tragedy, though. I'm not gonna argue for anything else.
Tragedy for who?
For who? For the fucking bitch?
Yeah, who's the victim here?
Okay,
Nobody
as much
died.
as I like to fucking shit on YouTube, and as much as this company has done just repugnant shit that pisses me the fuck off, all of the stuff we talked about thus far on this list it's not. I don't want to say it's not real, but it's not a tangible thing that you can reach out and touch. It's all theoretical. It's all just ideas. But this fucking YouTube shooting, this goes far beyond that. This steps into reality, and people actually fucking hurt because of this. And I know no one died, but just the principle of it, of someone.
Dude, it's like one guy got shot,
like in the foot, and they had to replace a few computer monitors. Yeah. Like, if anything, I think the Logan Paul suicide force thing is even worse, because like that.
I would think that was worse.
Yeah, that Japanese
guy.
But
I mean, I don't mean to shit on your list here, EmpLemon.
Well, yeah,
but
like the Japanese guy ended his own life because he was so miserable. In this, like some dumb bitch who tried to commit a crime got what she had coming, and no victims were harmed. I don't see what the big tragedy is.
Yeah, and thank God too. I love that someone, she fucking fails at a shooting, and then she has to kill herself.
Yeah,
it's like goodbye.
You lost.
Good for you.
GG.
The reason I put this as number one is because this was the event where all of YouTube's problems became a little too real. Like, if someone is willing to fucking do this, it's just the testament to the idea that YouTube's policies pissed someone off enough where they literally went postal and shot up the place. It's just
right.
There's so many takeaways from this. And
because we are employees of, despite what YouTube might think, everyone that makes these videos and that's relying on YouTube as a job, we are employees of YouTube. And when you said going postal, that's what this bitch did, because she is an employee of YouTube. Maybe not a very good one, but she got fed up and ran in there and then told the fucking the bosses and all these people deciding the fate of these content creators who they have no fucking connection with. She went in there and shot herself in the head, I guess, and that taught them a very valuable lesson.
No fucking social media company should be hated to the extent where just entirely based on their policies.
Didn't her boyfriend work there, though?
Going to encourage someone to fucking go over there and shoot up the place. But it's just a testament to how much YouTube is hated. They're just far and away the most hated platform.
Fuck that. Dude, this bitch is nuts.
Yeah.
She's crazy.
Yeah, I'm with
this
Rusty on this one.
This is a very insane person.
Yeah,
this is not like
people get mad and shoot each other every single day. So the fact that YouTube has only had this happen once is kind of a miracle.
Yeah, a little bit. You're right. Because this person is clearly insane. It's not like this is a sane person who got fed up and all other options were exhausted besides I'm gonna kill YouTube, which I might have to bleep that out of the podcast. But yeah, this is just an insane person, man. I wouldn't say that this is because of unfair treatment, because her channel is insane. All of her videos are insane. There's nothing that's like marketable or advertisable. I just want to say
that this isn't some conspiracy theorist who thinks that YouTube has like an agenda against this group of people, or they're hiding this group of people, or whatever. The cited reported reason for why the shooting happened was that this person was pissed off at demonetization.
It says who? Wall Street Journal? Because I was just on that article.
Pretty much all the outlets have reported. Could be true, could not be.
Yeah, but the way you're phrasing it and treating it on this list, it's like you're giving that motive.
No, it's not
credence.
justified.
Like, well, yeah, that's a
it's not fucking justified
reason.
at all.
Well, then it doesn't. It's not indicative of anything. Then it's just a crazy person.
I don't know.
Like everybody gets fucked by YouTube, but we don't shoot it up.
Do you not dispute the idea that YouTube is vociferously hated by a ton of people?
Well, yeah, but it takes a special kind of mental insanity to think that shooting up.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that this person was insane. She was fucking crazy.
Right.
But it's just very symbolic. I don't know if it's actually indicative of anything, but it's just very symbolic for me of how the public opinion of this website has gone so far south. And I wish it wasn't so. I'd rather live in a world where people actually like YouTube, but they just do. Maybe so much detrimental stuff to their image. It's like they're trying to make themselves be hated.
Whenever the shooting happens, when the shooting happened against YouTube, and the motive was I've been demonetized. How many YouTubers do you think just maybe slightly and not vocally said, "Fucking right"?
There were actually people
I'm guessing that out. One of them on this podcast
and joking about it as soon as
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like a little bit in their head, they're going, "Yeah, you know what? Fuck that shit." I'm demonetized.
Nice of you to remind me of that, Rusty, because that's another thing that kind of just adds to my idea that YouTube is just fucking hated. Where as soon as this tragedy happened, people were coming out and saying, "Good." That's what they get for fucking their shitty policies. People were actually coming out and saying that. I didn't say that. I don't agree with anyone who says that, but the fact that there was a lot of people who did, and that shows that when this website just has a way of pissing people off, pissing everyone off. They're actually very equal, and that's what they do right with diversity. They're very diverse and inclusive and pissing off every group of people. Like, who has YouTube pissed off in this list? They pissed off gay people. They pissed off anyone who's a fan of MumkeyJones. They pissed off just casual people trying to go on the website by fucking with the subscription feed and dislikes.
Soccer fans.
They've pissed off Logan Paul fans. They've pissed off people who are against Logan Paul. they just piss off everyone. And
I'm just mad. Well, okay, so yeah, and the thing is, like, what YouTube is like. YouTube's not even like your direct manager at a normal job. It's like your general manager who pops in every once in a while to your place of business where you're just working as a clerk or something, and they go, "What the hell how is this business isn't being run quite like I thought?" They're so disconnected. They don't understand how the business is run, and so then they make changes that completely fuck over all the employees without understanding the actual inner workings of the direct place of work. And so all the employees say, fuck that general manager. God damn, they don't even understand what we're fretting about. Like, say you're working at, I don't know, a fast food place, and you all have a system that works out great, and the general manager comes in and wants to make a big change, and that just fucks everybody over. So they hate that GM. And that's what YouTube is. They're disconnected because they don't work at the place, and they're not familiar with the workplace environment of the people that are on their platform,
it just amazes
which are
me how
YouTubers.
One company can be so skilled at getting people to hate them. You almost think that they're doing it on purpose with how unpopular they make themselves appear to be.
They pay us the most money, and so it makes us hate them even worse whenever they make changes and fuck us over. Because we're going, God damn, you're giving me money. You can't take away my money. I'm relying on you. I don't give a fuck if Facebook makes changes because I don't get any money from Facebook. I don't give a fuck if Instagram makes changes. A little bit I do, but I don't make any money from it, so fuck it. Twitter wants to kick me off. All right. My finances remain roughly the same, but YouTube is the bread-winning thing. I work for them. And so they
that's a good point, Rusty. Because for as much shit as I give YouTube and as much as I complain about YouTube, I do it out of a sense that I want this website to succeed, and I want this website to be the best version of itself that it can be. And maybe that's why so many people get pissed off at YouTube, is because people actually passionately care about what happens to this website. Because YouTube's not just like a Facebook.
That's it.
They're not just like a Snapchat or Instagram where people just view them as just some company that provides a goofy little service. YouTube is made up of people. YouTube is made up of our peers, and YouTube represents just an American dream in a sense for so many people, where you can just monetize yourself and your own name. And just the idea of that is awesome, but it's just so unfortunate that this company keeps getting in its own way.
I don't want to rub this in Mumkey's nose too much, but I mean, obviously we all understand. It's like we hate YouTube, but in the sense because it's something that is a company that we once loved working for, that is now changing to a point that is making us so perturbed, and we want to make the thing work. We want to make it a great site. And so whenever everyone complains like, oh, well, if you make YouTube videos and you don't like YouTube, why don't you just go somewhere else? No, we love YouTube and we want it to work. And our complaining is us vocalizing what we'd like to see change or what we'd like to see them do better. So when I say fuck YouTube, what I really mean is I'd like to fuck YouTube so well that they change their mind about me. And also Mumkey and everyone else.
Well, everyone, that's our top 10 list. Thanks for tuning into another Watch Mojo Top 10. Hope you enjoyed it. Maybe YouTube in 2019 will be better.
No, you know what? I think it's going to be so much better.
Fuck YouTube. Go to MumkeyJones.tv if you want to see some real content. Rusty's going to... By the time this is uploaded, Rusty will be banned off of YouTube. He'll come crawling to my website.
Shit.
EmpLemon will be crawling to my website, begging me to give him a platform. So yeah, go to MumkeyJones.tv, everybody. Go check it out.
All right.
Fuck that. No. Yeah. Yeah, go there or whatever.